No, because I've been really geeked about this one. This is the one I've been waiting for. Yeah, because this is all over the check-in. It's all over. We gonna get right into that. First off, it's an honor and a privilege to have you down here. I mean, a lot of people don't know who you are, but your name is synonymous with something that's very in the culture. The West Coast people would like to say that they started it and got it going. Then we gonna get right into it. Check in, what's going on with you, brother?
What's up, what's going on, Stayfly Nation?
It's a pleasure to have you down here, but before we get started, did you have to check in coming here to that?
I show respect to gangsters wherever I go. You know, some of my dudes is from New York, so just out of respect, I told them I was coming through. But you know, if they want to call it checking in, it is what it is. I ain't got no problem with it. The lingo don't bother me.
It was just a little joke we had down here. But now, before we get into, for the people that don't know, tell them a little bit about yourself.
You know, I'm from LA. And you know, we started that whole check-in thing, me, Tuki, Monster, Cody, and all of us. You know, Big U got it all twisted. He acting like he started it and he got us effed up with, you know, he done drew a lot of attention to the practice. So I'm just here to set the record straight, you know.
And you know, it was a pleasure to get you down here. It was a lot to get you down here. You had so many like demands and you couldn't be here or see there. I don't know. But yeah, so now, with the whole checking in thing, how does that work? So now if I go to LA and I want to just go from my hotel and get a coffee, do I call you?
You should have called me before you checked into the hotel.
Damn.
Don't wait till you got to go get coffee to call me, because then it might be too late. And on the strength, you know, this checking thing is a matter of respect. It ain't nobody trying to bully you, son you, or like y'all say in New York, or try to, you know, subjugate you or anything, or extort you. It ain't none of that. It's just a matter of respect. You check in with the gangsters in certain vicinities because you're trying to check the temperature of the city. If you don't check the temperature of the city, that's how you get burned.
Well now, as me being like a person that's on the outside, I don't really be in the streets and all that. I too know that if I go somewhere, I might want to check in with Bill or Ronnie just to get, you know, because that's their area. They don't have to be in the streets, gangsters.
Exactly, it's just a sign of respect. Also, you want to know what's going on in that vicinity, who not to stand next to, if you go and see this person that they hide, because all that's knowledge is power. So you really want to know what's going on, because if you ain't from there, you don't know what's going on in that vicinity, you know. So it's just standard practice and good ethics to check in. You know, they done blew it out of proportion, because I don't know what they was doing over there with the rolling 60s, how they was doing their check-in. But when we check in, it's a matter of respect. You know, that's all it is. We ain't trying to extort nobody. If you want to give a small gratuity, we not going to turn down a small gratuity, because listen, you got to feed the wolves wherever you go. But that, you know, that's a matter of respect. So that's all the checking is. And me being called checking from the very beginning, I originated the practice. And I don't want Big U to take credit for it, and I don't want him to slander the practice, you know. And it is what it is.
And so now, it was told to me that what happened was something about like one of the old athletes, I don't want to mention their names, but when it first started, it was an athlete who was down there. We just gonna say Magic Johnson was out. So now they have Magic. You made him check in, or some of his people, and that was how it started. Or
I didn't really make nobody check in. I was standing outside that day. They saw me, and they was like, "Yo!" Everybody started whispering. Some people in his entourage recognized me. They was like, "Yo, they go Big checking over there." So they came over and said, "Yo, listen." I said, "Listen, I heard y'all been in the city for 2 hours."
I said, "Hold up, wait a minute."
Now y'all want to come over and say what's up. I'm saying, listen, out of respect, you should check in several seconds after you touch down. Don't wait 2 hours, because it can go down in 2 hours. So I just advised them, and everything was copacetic. And I know they trying to say some stuff happened with Shaq and all that, but ask Shaq why he moved out of LA. Don't ask me about that, ask Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't really want to mention Shaq.
I'm gonna give you a little anecdote in the word to the wise. If you ever heard Vanilla Ice talk about how every time he popped up in LA and everywhere he went to go eat and sat down, Suge would show up. He said he was at Benihana one day. Suge sat down next to him, started eating off his plate.
I said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Listen, he wasn't checking in. And Suge was just, you know, Suge happened to be where he at and was letting him know, you know, you should have checked in. So I'm just telling you as a word to the wise, if you don't want me eating off your plate and you don't want me to eat your food, check in when you come to the city.
Dude, thank you. We gonna get you. Thanks for coming down here. And you know, it's all, every time you come down, at least check in with us.
And then have that check for me.
Well, thank you. Check in. Somebody get that boy's check.
Listen, quick public service announcement. Certain portions of this channel and segments are just satire. It's strictly for shit and giggles. So don't get all bent out of shape. Support the channel. It's just jokes.